All right, good morning, everybody. It is Saturday morning, an unusual time. Here I am. It is we're going live because I want to give you a free quantum healing session, and so this is a replay of one of the Synergy Solution Sessions, which is a remote quantum healing club, and that's a mouthful. Let's have some laughs here today. So thanks for tuning in. But the point is, you are more than what you've been told, and you have the ability to be resilient. And all we have to do is help remove or release the interference, and your body can express itself. And there's some very nice research coming out, more and more and more so, and there's plenty of case studies and plenty of experience throughout history and time that this kind of modality, remote quantum healing, is real and it works. And we have evidence. We have testimonials going in the thing that I've built, and that is what's called Synergy Solutions. So without further ado, I'm going to share a video with you. These are some of the doctors. And so with that being said, eradicate the idea of space and time. Know that you can consider any point in the future or the past, and then you begin to sense and feel things. Your mind begins to wander in those times. So what I'd like you to do is connect to Wednesdays at 12 noon Eastern Time, and set the intention of what you want to see good for yourself, good for the world, good for your loved ones. How can you connect to your authentic self within? This is the way forward, in my opinion. So let's tune in, watch the session, and know that you can too
Hi.
have a
Hi,
positive
Sasha.
effect.
Hi,
So-
George.
Hi, Bear.
All right. There'll be some nice introductions.
Do you guys hear a little light music over there?
Yep.
Good.
Oh, all right. I figured it out.
Prepare yourself for some healing.
Bamboo music.
Yeah, just trying to find something that's that Facebook won't block. Number one. Number
Oh
two.
my.
Yeah. So if I use any copyrighted music, it's
Uh,
Dunsky.
Dunsky.
All right. Let's see. Adrian's on board. Here we are.
Hello.
He's coming in the chat. Let me get this going over to Facebook here.
Hi.
Hello, Adrian.
Hello. Can you
Hello.
hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. Okay. Now you can see me. Yeah.
Ah, there you are. Beautiful.
Hi.
Hello.
The band.
All right, we'll be getting started in just a second. I'm sending over to the Facebook group. And it looks at this point like we got good connection.
Sounds very good this week.
Wonderful. Yeah, sounds good. All right. And happy March,
Yeah.
March 4th, 2020.
It's good.
Okay. And happy March,
Yeah.
March 4th, 2020. The
It's
future
out.
is now. Okay. So, Adrian, how are you today?
Good. Very good. Thank you.
Good. And let's see here. Oh, Vesna is here. We are live on Facebook.
Yes.
And hello and good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, Vesna.
Hello.
Okay, so we're all here. We're streaming live. I'm about to check on the group right now. And so with that being said, I found this video today, and it's of Ted describing KST. And it's a very wonderful video in my hunt for the week. Now, let's see here. So let's get settled in. We'll talk about KST in a second. And let me line up what we want to take a look at here. That's the commercial at the end there, of course. And we'll start this from the beginning. You guys hear that?
I see it. I don't hear it.
I can see it. I can't hear anything.
Okay, let me start that up again. And I think I corrected it. So let's check that.
Yeah.
Good.
Did you ever want to meet a doctor who could know your deepest stresses? Physical, mental, emotional. Not only see them and understand where they are, but release them so that you'll experience health to a level you never could before. This is what KST is. You'll be amazed that almost everybody that leaves a chiropractor's office is still subluxated. Most chiropractors are still subluxated, and they are hurting and in pain and suffering, and KST is the answer to a lifetime of successful practice, not just in terms of economics, but in getting people closer to their perfection. Why are so many kids full of ADD and autism and allergies and asthma? That's just the A's. We have a generation of sick, suffering children, and we have to know why. We have to be the true leaders in healthcare. We are not just pain doctors, we are chiropractors. Our job is to reconnect people to their perfection. People like combination locks. You might know where the blockages are, but you also have to know what order to unlock them in. We got back to the heart of D.D. Palmer's philosophy. D.D. Palmer understood that subluxations were a metaphor for any blockage, interference, disruption, dysfunction. This is what it's really all about. No dogma, no mechanism. We have only one goal, and that's to get people 100% better.
Okay.
Right.
So that was very inspiring for me this morning, I have to tell you. And this concept of KST, we're applying it here in a non hands-on way. And what KST is going to be demonstrating more and more is that there is no need to be directly physically touching the individual. Now, there's different things that kind of occur with that, and we are essentially playing the game and experimenting. And there's lots of evidence we've been showing, and there's lots of evidence that many of us have been studying as the professionals. So, George, I want to connect in there, and of course, we'll talk to everybody quickly. What got your gears in your mind thinking with what Ted was saying there?
Well, Ted was my histology teacher in first quarter of chiropractic school back in 1978. And when I graduated, I was out of school for a while. I actually rented office space from him for about 4 years. So I've been around Ted for a long time. I've been doing KST probably 14 years. And he's raising the game. I've never seen him so intense in a very deeply grounded way. It's like he's going, people, it's game on. It's like right now. This is subluxation is not a physical thing. It manifests that way. We got to get in there and get people connected to their energy field. And yeah, we don't have to be present to do that. But there's a guy that's been seeing me on and off for many years. He popped in yesterday because he finally made it downtown. Whenever he sends me an instant message, I just go ahead and check him and adjust him, and I tell him that. He came in yesterday. He was clear. He hasn't been in the office in probably 6 months. I go, dude, you're clear. Come in again next week or so. We'll check you again. But those remote adjustments are working. So that's pretty cool.
Your history, I knew of your history. That was a deeper level than I've ever heard before, George. Thank you for sharing that. And I know
Yeah.
we've had a lot of conversations over the last, for me, meeting you, I guess, 10 or 11 years now, maybe 12. Yeah, 2008. And it's been a journey of understanding, and Ted is this force. And what he's sharing is universal truth. And each of us, everyone here on this call, Adrian, and I'm going to call you out for a minute, he is not familiar with KST in this sense. However, he's using the same abilities that Ted teaches on his own. It's a universal intelligence that we've all tapped into. And so everyone here is attending. Everyone here is watching. Everyone who is here who will be watching. This is innately yours. And we've just been studying it for a long time.
Couple minutes.
Sasha, thank you for coming in this afternoon. Tell us, what did you hear that was important for you to share with us today?
Nothing really new. I'm quite familiar with it, and I'm tickety-boo with it.
Tickety-boo, perfect. And now, that's a new one for me. Thank you.
And
that's an Englishism, I think.
Yes, it is.
I appreciate the culture. And so for someone who maybe is just getting into this thinking, just into this information, what advice do you have for them? What did Ted say that maybe you would love to have heard early on in your journey of, I'll say this, consciousness growth, understanding of energy and life? That's for anybody. That's for anybody. But yeah,
I'll say some. Can I say something?
Yes.
It's about. I think it's about practicing a lot to gain confidence with it. I'm practicing on not necessarily the clients, but ourselves, and that promotes confidence. So then we go on and do more and more.
Wonderful advice. Adrian.
Yes.
What would you have to say about all of this we've been talking about so far?
Playing with energies is everything, and also can be practiced like Vesna. Sorry, still lost in the names, but what you just said, that it's a practice, so you can practice how to feel it, practice how to make it grow, and also for me it all comes down to how can I be a better channel for that. Not so much working on feeling the energy, make it grow, but also mostly after being how to be a better channel.
Being clear to receive the guidance. Say that you're French by nature, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how would you say that in French?
Be clear. Be clear.
Yeah, be clear. Be. It seems like
be present.
Present.
Yeah.
Very good.
Présence.
And Vesna, good morning. Good afternoon. Adrian, thank you. You heard Ted. You've met Ted.
Yeah.
You've been to KST seminars. Tell us what you gained. What insight did you get from watching that video?
I'll tell you what touches me every time I hear Ted, and I've seen him and heard him so many times. It's his enthusiasm. I think all the information he provided for me now, it's just, I no longer hear so much the information. I just hear his honesty and deep passion. Yes. That's what touches me.
I think doing this work, what I'm hearing from you, Vesna, is that the authenticity of where he's coming from.
Yes.
And and this speaks to what Adrian was talking about being present. it's understanding that there's something much more to us, that we're all, it's playing within us, it's playing through us, it's around us, it's interconnectedness of us all. And we can have, I want to be mindful of the words I choose, but we get to work with this, we get to play with this, we get to create with this. And in our work, we're helping people be 100% connected. That's what I hear in our conversation now after watching what Ted had to say there. Anyone who wanted to type in the chat any thoughts and things that they heard in our conversation or inspired them, please post that in the chat, post that on the feed. And I think we're all in this evolution of discovery and understanding of how we're getting better, how we're helping each other. It's
a question.
Yeah, fire away, Sasha.
Where does Ted's logo come from? You know, the guy with the outstretched arm. Ted's Jewish. That's not going to be Jesus.
Well, no, that's I believe that that's the Vesuvian.
I'd be forgiven.
What'd you say, George?
Jesus was Jewish too, right?
Well, that's true, but you know what I mean.
Well, Ted put, as I remember the story, Ted put a bunch. Go ahead, Sasha.
It's just a silly question in many ways, but he uses that guy with the outstretched arms. He's used it all along. I'm just curious. I shall ask him.
Well, that I believe is the Vesuvian Man. That's a Michelangelo.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that represents, now we're getting into some deeper knowledge, but that represents the square and the circle, and the man completes the pattern, and it's the expression of sacred geometry in man. And that's that's what that represents in my
your understanding.
My understanding, yes. George.
It might be the letter T for Ted. Too.
Wonderful.
Or the sacred thing, yeah. That.
You see the as it said, you see the tree by the fruits it bears, and one of my favorite places to be is a KST seminar when I do go to seminars, and I will say that the community, the depth of knowledge, the insight, the exploration of questions, and what this whole realm of what it is to be alive is deeply explored in these seminars. And Adrian, now maybe I'm selling you.
I might do one sometime.
Yeah. Well, so with that being said,
at some point.
A little future promotion here. I asked Ted if I could be teaching in my own way, because I would teach my patients how to check into the OD for themselves. Teach them how to water the plants and things like that. And ultimately, I would love for us to be teaching the attendees and the members of the club how to do the OD, how to check themselves, how to check their family members, and whether in person or a distance. And Adrian, this is potentially an avenue for you to learn this, so to speak, before you actually attend the real live event.
Yeah.
And
so small children can do it.
Absolutely. In fact, I think small children have the best ability.
They're better at it. Yeah. They're better. They're more of a clean sheet.
Oh yeah, it's amazing experience watching it when I teach a child how to do some of these things, and it's just like this whole world of magic in their eyes. It's beautiful. And this is a skill we all have the ability to tap into. And people use pendulums and dowsing rods and all kinds of, and now I am certain there's different technology that can measure these different changes in the, George, what would be the proper terminology in the electric engineering world? A change in, not the frequency,
the field.
The field.
That's it.
Yeah, there's a change in the field.
So you take two magnets, you flip them, and the polarity changes. The fields now push apart instead of pull together. And I think when we're asking a question, it's going to either, the polarity is going to stay one way, or it's going to instantaneously flip over, which then changes our field, which is why our thumb drops. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, because I feel it, physically feel it in my body.
The thumb's almost incidentally. You go, oh yeah. And as I'm asking the question, I'm like getting the answer already. Yeah. It's field. A region of activity is what the word field means. A region of activity. So what's causing this standing wave to be appearing as physical form? We're a standing wave, a wave of energy. And because it's not a moving wave, it's a standing wave, well, there's obviously intelligence there. Now we're back to the triune of life: intelligence, energy or force, and matter. And then Albert Einstein talking about how what physical matter is just a condensed form of energy. So it's all energy. It just doesn't all look like energy in the conventional sense.
In the conventional sense. So
In the conventional sense.
we have to broaden our understanding and our definition. So this is essentially taking the blinders off of, just like when the discovery of radio and discovery of X-ray and discovery of everything. Yeah. It just continues to expand because, well, apparently we're in this infinite experience.
Right, and the nature of the Rupert Sheldrake calls them morphogenic fields, is that they continually learn and grow and evolve. So everything that ever happens in the universe informs the fields of the universe, and so it's inevitable that we grow and learn. And you know, when we resist that, that's when things appear to fall apart. Witness society today freaking out about a little virus that's not living up to the viruses of old, when people lived in filth and squalor and they'd fall over with a strong wind. But people are falling for the hype that, well, we better not fly without having our shots now, and we better not let doctors practice without having their shots now. And people are falling for this crap.
So what you're talking about essentially is a mental interference that's causing a mass action by a society that is being falsely generated.
Our brains have been hacked.
Yes. And so bringing it down to the individual and personal level, this is where we get a restriction of flow of energy, some at some level in the being or in the field, and therefore we get a pain, a symptom, an illness, a disease. Something is expressed as lack of function, lack of connectivity, and then therefore we get some type of expression of that lack of connectivity, which is a diagnosable, ICD-10 code these days.
Yeah, and the purpose of a symptom is to let you know you're off course.
Exactly.
You're disconnected, and there's a message in the pain. It's not about eliminating pain. It's about, how do I help you read this pain, or decode your pain, as the book behind you says.
Oh, that's right back there, ladies and gentlemen. George, perfect tie-in. Everyone, thank you for your big conversation here. This has been phenomenal. So let's move in. We took I definitely took the time to have our conversation there. And so with that being said, we each have an intention of what we want for our own health journey, what we have as an ideal vision for moving forward for our clients. And if there's any special requests, I think what we can do, and in fact, I know what we can do, is hold that in our mind. We don't need to verbalize it. Hold those things in your mind and then let it go. And I think as we let it go, we'll each individual take our 2 or 3 breaths, and then we'll start our remote work. I'll turn on the music, and we'll get down to the shift, the adjustment, and we'll go from there. How's that sound, everybody?
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
All right. So. So go ahead and take that breath in and out. Those things in mind that you have for yourself, for your loved ones, for your communities. There we are, for our communities, for the earth as a whole. Everyone watching, you have your intention of what you need for your life, what you desire for your life, and how you can be a better service and ultimately 100% connected. Okay, let's check in, everybody. Check in with what you're doing. Check in with what you're feeling and sensing.
Still working.
Yeah, let's let it continue for a minute. Pretty expansive at this point, is what I'm sensing.
Yeah. Very good.
Adrian, I think check in with yourself, check in with what you're sensing. Anything remaining for you right now?
No.
Adrian, you need adjustment.
Probably.
I'm picking up a physical adjustment would be nice for you right now.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, something's not done.
No? Okay.
And I think it's you. I think, some hands-on healing. There's certain things, there's physical leverage. We are these spiritual beings living here in this physical plane, but we're also physical plane, understanding our spiritual experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll take that as my perspective there. Let's even turn this down a little bit. And Vesna.
Yes.
Checking in. I could see you working there, and it's very poetic watching you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Appreciate your openness and freedom to participate, and really everyone here has been all in. I so appreciate that. So Vesna, tell me your experience and what did you notice?
What came to me was expansion. And it was actually just before Kevin started speaking. So I feel as before we started, we were a little bit in sync. And I adjusted a few cranials and heart. And C1 Blair. And enjoyed the process.
Yeah. Adrian, tell me, what did you notice when you were doing your work?
I was noticing a lot of thyroid tension, and that also extends to chemical stress, and also relates to the expression. How I was feeling a lot of little violence. It doesn't have to be intense, but it's those little lies we tell each other or we tell ourselves every day, and that actually slowly contracts the throat and the thyroid. So it was that, and then also the lot of pelvic work. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. It's so profound. When I hear thyroid, I immediately think on an energetic level, fifth chakra, communication, and then, of course, the things that we tell ourselves, the relationship with ourselves, and, of course, how we communicate that outwardly. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And Sasha, what were you noticing?
What was I noticing? OD was going for Reiki again, didn't want anything except Reiki. So I checked out the symbols, and OD was after 2 symbols. So did those. Felt very very expansive and cosmic to me. That's my best offer.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I gotta tell you, since you're saying that, it was like this release. I just had this experience of releasing, and it was like I was almost the word cosmic was very appropriate. It was almost like I was seeing a star, and it was just like light was releasing from it.
Wow.
And that felt, now when Adrian's talking, it felt more upper versus in the lower half of the body for me. And then I had a few cranials show up in the frontal lobe, and then I tell you, I had to breathe for a moment. My whole body was waving. I had these undulations of energy moving throughout me, and it was quite the experience. And Dr. George, thank you. What were you noticing?
Boy, a lot. It felt very intense today, and at one point, I looked at the globe, and and I could see like all the people down there that were getting on this. It was like, again, the word has been expansive perspective. Part of my intention when we started was for people not to fall for the lies, and so lies came up, right? And I adjusted heart, and a Blair left atlas, and that came up, and I adjusted a lot of hollow organs, which would sort of tie in with expansiveness as well. And part of my intention was healing, which is to be in tune or in sync with the universe. So not simply this little bit of it, but this is healthy when it's just in tune and sort of innocuous in the rest of the universe, instead of standing out like a sore thumb.
Well, that was very appropriate. So I think that's quite an awareness for everyone to take in, and like, okay, here we are. That's a big upgrade in thinking and expansiveness, and I guess we're integrating this now. So anyone who's connected to this, anyone who's watching this at any point, there's an integration process. There's a period of time that you're going to be shifting. And how does that look in real life? What does that look like in real life? Maybe something in your physical body that you notice change. Maybe something in how you relate to other people. Even situations that come your way may be different all of a sudden. Mm-hmm. And see, look at Sasha. She's rubbing her right eye. Something's changing in her right now. Like, whoa, oh man, I'm seeing something. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So trust the process. I guess we'll wrap up with that comment. Anything else for anybody? Thank you for tuning in. Any final words, Vesna, Adrian, Sasha, or George?
I would like just to mention to Adrian that Ted Corin is coming to London next month.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. This has been a free quantum energy healing session. That was a replay. However, time and space get away from the definitions you've been taught. You can connect to this wherever you are, what time it is, whatever's going on in your life. Wednesdays, 12 noon Eastern time. Set your heart, set your mind, connect. The research is there, the science is there. Remote quantum energy healing works. And with the power of synergy, meaning a multiplication effect with multiple doctors who've trained together, who've worked together, who understand this knowledge base together, you can have a profound effect in your life too. I'm going to keep broadcasting this just about each and every day this week, and however long this continues with the worldwide lockdown, we'll say it that way. And I'm here to help you. And so this is a form that does have a positive impact in your life. There's going to be, I have a webinar Sunday, 3 to 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to be going over what are these things? How do we help build our body? What's going on in the world? What are the different scenarios? What are the different things happening? What can you do right now in your own home? What do you have in your own home right now that you can use? And what can you go to the grocery store right now that is simple and very inexpensive that you can ensure that you are doing well moving forward? And stay tuned on whatever channel you're watching. It's going to keep on broadcasting the various distance quantum energy healing so that we can continue to build positive momentum. And if you really want to support me, because we all need support, I would love for you to get connected in the actual official program on the live. There's all kinds of bonuses. There's different programs that I have available. So we can support each other, and I can help you figure out what to do. There's going to be some specials that I offer tomorrow afternoon at the webinar, some free stuff, tons of resources. And at this point, we need to continue to find the positive, look for the silver lining, look for the hope, focus on building the future at this point. Blessings, best regards. I'm Dr. Kevin. I'll see you next week.